Penn State 3-0 shutout over LIU, held 38-28 edge in shots on goal, 1 for 7 on the power play, 6 for 6 on the penalty kill. Head coach Guy Gadowsky, opening statement.
Yeah, first of all, wonderful to see on a Saturday night, lots going on. We had an unbelievable crowd to support us right now. This is a non-conference game. They're all important, but to see that support tonight was just awesome, and I think it meant a lot to the guys, and you know what? I think they got rewarded with an unbelievable goaltending performance, and couldn't be happier for Josh.
Questions?
Coach, at a certain point in the game, it felt like the penalties were just getting out of hand at one point. What would you say about that, maybe specifically in the second period and at the end of the game?
Well, I think both teams can be a little frustrated here with what was being let go. I think hockey's a fast, physical game, and everybody signs up for that. But I think that it was starting to. The line was being crossed in terms of chippiness, and nothing was being handled, so that the line gets pushed further and further away. And so soon enough, everybody was operating in a line that's pretty far away, and that's not good hockey for anybody. I don't blame either team. I think it could have been handled. It could have been, precedent could have been set a lot earlier in the game to make it a lot cleaner. That's why.
Both positively and negatively, JJ had a interesting game. I think we use the word for behind the goal, and he took a lot of the brunt of that. What was his emotions like throughout the game?
Well, JJ, you know what? I think JJ managed his emotions really well. I do. I think he knows what he's doing. This isn't the first, like, he gets in there, he likes to play physical, he likes to go to the net, and he knows what's gonna happen when he does, and that's what he signed up for. I don't think he does it recklessly. I think he does it with a purpose, and look, he scores a lot of his goals around the paint, and so a guy that likes to score goals around the paint, that's gonna have to happen. Really nice jacket you have there.
That penalty on JJ in the second period, from our vantage point, looks a bit inaccurate. Was that the same from ice level, or was there something that we might not have been able to see from top?
When he got behind the net?
Yeah.
So they said initially that he got the original penalty for digging at the goalie, but the whistle didn't go and the puck was there, and that's what you're taught from a very early age. You play hard until the whistle, you see the puck, you try to score. So I saw the same thing you did, and I thought that the response certainly warranted the penalty, but I'm not sure JJ did.
So yesterday you were talking about not having sense of urgency in the first period. Can you speak on today? You guys got that first goal. How'd you feel about that?
Well, really happy that we got the first goal, and I thought it was a heck of a play. Just a beautiful play from that line. Absolutely beautiful play. I think we did better for sure. There's still areas of our game we just give up. You know, we give up too many odd man rushes, too many clear chances. Like Josh earned his shutout. Not every shutout is the same. This one was earned. I don't know how many breakaways he had stopped. Like he earned this one, and that's a little. As happy as I am for him, and as happy as our staff and the team is for Josh, I hope that he doesn't have to have a performance like that the next time he gets a shutout.
And then, Coach, speaking of Josh Fleming, in his first 2 games now, he's only allowed 2 goals combined in both of them. What can you say about his performance in the 2 games, and specifically tonight with his first career shutout?
He's doing extremely well. Very, very happy for him for his first career shutout. As I said, he certainly earned it. This was not, again, not every shutout is the same, and this one he absolutely earned, not only with the number of saves that you should make, but many that you probably shouldn't, and many where, you know, we left him out for dry. I mean, so very happy with the result tonight, and 2 wins on a weekend. Very happy. Hard to get. You know, in February we're going to be looking back. These are going to be really good wins. But you know, you don't just learn from losses. You have to learn from wins. And as a team, we have to take a lesson from this.
We also saw Josh have a lot of success leaving the net, and 2 great passes by him. Is that something that was been worked on, or did he bring that to the team when he transferred in?
We do not work on goaltender breakouts like that. So no, that's all him.
Hey, Guy. Hey, tonight it just seemed like the forecheck was coming together real nicely at times here. And it seemed like you guys were employing some variants of the 2-1-2 spread and locking the wing. How would you assess tonight's performance from a forechecking perspective? And overall so far through 6 games, do you feel it's where it needs to be? And if not, where does it need to
No,
be?
and it's not necessarily a change in the system, it's a change in mentality. So we have a lot of guys that are very successful off the rush, and we're usually the top team, and like we do that very, very, very well. However, there are times where you have to play behind, and for us, it's a matter of just reinforcing that when we do, the job's not done. We have a lot of guys that really want to do a great job off the rush. Talked about the first goal, that's a great example of that. But there's times when you do have to forecheck. Give LIU a lot of credit. I think they forecheck really, really hard. I don't think it's, again, saying that like we maybe learned a lesson last night. We did not forecheck hard last night. We didn't change anything tonight, but I think we realized that, hey, we're not always going to be able to score off the rush. We better have a plan B. So it's not a change in what we did, it's a change in mentality.
A little bit of argument between some of the coaches at the handshake line. Can you comment on that?
Like I said, I think that neither team can be to blame. I think the line of playing physical and then getting dirty and cheap, I think that line was continually pushed further away from us because it wasn't handled. So I don't blame either team or coaching staff. But when that happens, a lot of emotions run high because things end up being let go that shouldn't happen in hockey, and that's what you saw.
You talk about how like those emotions were running high tonight. How do you assess the team and how they handled those emotions tonight?
Some of the guys on the bench handled them extremely well, probably a little better than I did. So I give them credit. I give Dane Dowyak a lot of credit. I give Nick Chindegraves a lot of credit. I give Crespo a lot of credit. There's others. I give Finker a lot of credit. I think Finker had one of his more focused weekends, not being distracted by that stuff, and he really could have easily been. So I give him a lot of credit. So those guys did a great job. I don't give myself very high marks tonight with that, and I'm going to have to improve. And hopefully those, what did I mention, 4 guys will be a good example to me.
In a game like this, does it provide a benefit for those new guys kind of rallying around the team?
Well, you can see how excited the whole arena gets when Lev Katzen gets on the ice in those situations. So, I mean, if you're talking about that, yeah. I mean, there's guys that contribute that way. I thought Van Olm handled himself well today as well. They're not the only ones, but coming through a game that's a little chippier than usual and coming out on top and getting 2 wins is, it's a good thing. We don't want to go through it on a regular basis, but it can be a good thing.
This isn't about this game, but I wanted to know if you spoke to Keith Fisher last night after he took down that turn.
Text him, how about that, eh? That is a big win. That is a really big win. Yeah, good for you, yeah.
Hey, Guy, Jackson had a nice night tonight from the blue line here. He had a couple nice, I saw a couple 150-foot skates that he was doing on the power play and everything. You mentioned him as a thoroughbred during media day here. Where do you see him evolving to? And he has a cannon of a shot. So what aspects do you think he can improve upon?
So he doesn't have to change his game. I think that he is a thoroughbred. Again, I'll say it again. He's one of the most beautiful hockey players I've ever seen. I've watched. And he has a lot of weapons. He's not just a skater, and he doesn't just have size. He's got vision. He can pass the puck. He can handle the puck, and he's got a bomb, as you saw yesterday. I think the sky's the limit for him. I think he can't, as long as he's just not too impatient and just learns. And the thing of all of that, that's none of the things I mentioned are my favorite thing about him. My favorite thing about him is he's just such an attractive guy to be around. Like, he's just chill, he's positive, he handles his emotions really well. I maybe should have included him. No, I'm not going to include him in that. But he really, he's just a chill guy who's very attractive. That's good to be around. That's my favorite thing about him. Just so happens he has awesome physical tools.
Start of the year, you guys announced the initial captains. Is there any update on if/when to expect
No.
any additions?
No, not yet.
Coach, behind the back boys combined for another 8 points today. DeMarco had 3 apples after his hat trick last night. That second goal they had was a work of art from all 3 of them. What was your reaction on the bench?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It's funny. We're starting to get used to it. That's how good they've been. I mean, it doesn't. Normally, a goal like that, you would be just, your head would be was spinning, and they just seem to be doing it on a regular basis. It's incredible what they're doing. It's incredible. I give all three of them. They're three awesome hockey players, and they're three awesome hockey minds. They are. They compete, and they're smart, and they're skilled. They play for the team. They manage it. They're just awesome. They're awesome.
Couple more questions for Guy?
Hey, Guy. It seemed tonight the Sharks defense did a great job shutting off a lot of lanes for Gavin to create plays out there. What are some adjustments you guys can do to get him allowed to maximize his ability out there to make some plays?
Fair question. I don't have a really good answer for it just yet. I do think that personally, I mean, I'd like to verify this with a little video, but I do think that both Fink and Gavin have so much respect for each other that they are looking to pass first rather than they're both goal scorers, you know, and I think when they get over that, I think that's gonna take care of itself. But right now, they're two very respectful, they respect each other so much and want each other to have success. I think they're looking for each other possibly a little too much rather than just thinking, having a goal scorer's mentality. That's what I think.
Final question for Guy?
Coach, just going back to that first line, is there a line you think in your career that kind of stacks up against them that you could compare them to talent-wise so far early on this year?
Well, it's a little early, so I don't want to put that pressure on them, but we have had, it was Alex Limoges, Evan Barrett, and Liam Folks led the nation in scoring. And there was a little bit, there's some similarities there in the fact that they weren't necessarily thrown together because of coaches have some idea of how this is going to work. They're basically thrown together on, you know, just on a whim, and it just so happened that the synergy happened. So there is some similarities. I do think, though, in terms of, I think they're a little bit different. I think as creative as Evan Barrett was, I think that they were just that other line, the Barrett line, was almost somewhat predictable, where these guys, God, you just have no clue. Like, I have no clue. I've been watching them every practice now for a couple of years, and I have no clue what they're going to do, and I think that's a part of their success.
Thanks, Guy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Have a
guys.
great weekend.